All right, so now we're going to get into your rotating assembly in terms of moving parts. So rods, pistons, and crank hub. We're just going to start here. I should not be able to do this. The crank hub is a three-piece design. You have a main hub. You'll see a split here. You have another gear from here to here. You'll see another split right where my thumbnail is, and then another gear up top. This shaft is not the same piece as these gears. So the fact that it's not coming off, it's a serious problem. You can see a little bit of fuzz from the pigment stuck on my nail. You can see this has completely burned and welded itself together. There was some clutch material on here. Let me see if I can find that again. If not, I have it in another video for you. I might have picked it off, or it might have fallen off when I was cleaning this off. But yeah, the clutch material that holds these two friction discs as one is completely melted and welded to the two together. And then same story on the face. You can see that there is a lot of burning on this flat surface here, on this clutch. This thing is toasted. Definitely not supposed to do that. So yeah, like I mentioned with those bearings, found the problem. So yeah, moving on to the pistons. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like I mentioned in the other video. Everything is in order. They're all facing the same way. Exhaust valves are this way, intake valves are that way. So starting at cylinder 6, you're gonna see in the exhaust valve, I mean, it's screaming at us. Here is where your exhaust valves spun and contacted the piston. Intake side looks okay. When I took the motor apart, it was about 3-ish degrees from my eye out of time, so nothing crazy, but exhaust valves contacted on cylinder 6. We go to cylinder 5, same deal. Intake valve, nothing. Exhaust valve contacted, same deal. Intake valve clean, exhaust valve contacted. And then we're just going to run down the board real quick. 3, 2, and 1. It is the same story on all of them. So your exhaust cam decided to go way out of its place and touch the pistons. We'll get to your head in a little bit, just to show you what it did to the valves, but just to show that, that's our problem there. So we can move on to the bearings. Rod bearing wear, little excessive. Cylinder 6 here, top side has definitely seen better days. Bottom side looks relatively typical for about 60, 70,000, but the top side is a little rough. Definitely a lot of impact coming down on that. Again, you can tell it's a stick shift car. They usually wear more than automatic cars. It's just the unfortunate truth of it. But yeah, none of these were ready to go yet. You still had a good bit of life left in the motor, but very, very clear that this was a either high mileage or heavily driven car, or driven hard, I guess you could say. Hardly driven, not in the, not in terms of consistency, but the way you're driving, I guess you could say. Yeah, so 50, 60 with hard abuse, probably 80,000 if it's just a regularly driven car. If it's higher than that and you drive it hard, then congrats. This thing looks great for what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, just you got bit by the S55 bug and the crank hub costed you. But the great news about it is that these survived. They're not usable, but they survived. There was no catastrophic damage. Everything in this motor is appearing to be usable in terms of the bottom end. We're going to get to the head in a second.